Day is brought to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
I just have learned to, deal with it and understand that, I gotta take care of the team first, and that's kind of who I am. So, I think, Avery's got a really bright future, and anything I can do to help that kid, I'm going to do.
I remain very encouraged. Again, kind of going to leave it there. I think it's still in the doubtful area, but doubtful, questionable in those things, but I remain very optimistic.
We're definitely pretty bummed after the game, but coming into practice on Monday, if you look at our stats, we didn't play bad, but I think Butler came in with a high, strong mentality of really wanting to beat us, and I think it might have just humbled us a little bit more, getting us ready to play Colby and Hutch.
I couldn't have asked for a better team getting here in March, and the goals they set, some coaches would say those are pretty high goals after finishing 8th last year, having 4 returners that haven't played, but they knew what they wanted, and we're almost there to a couple of them, and we're ready.
I think, just seeing the seniors not want to leave the court, those seniors stayed until the lights were turned off. I mean, they didn't want to take jerseys off, they didn't want to take their shoes off, and it was something special for sure.
Seawall, the 1-2, swing and a high fly ball, right field, playable for Carroll, near the line, Carroll under, and he's got it, and that does it. The Arizona Diamondbacks are going to the World Series.
That last at bat, I let my mind wander for about 15 seconds in between pitches and thought really close to doing something really special for the entire state of Arizona, for this organization.
Watching them prior to the series, I don't think anything scared that team. I don't think they had any doubt in their minds of coming back here and playing in Philadelphia. Did it to the Brewers, did it to the Dodgers, and then they were able to do it to us as well. I just don't think that team is scared of any situation or any spot. Watching them prior to the series, I don't think anything.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KBGB, 95.5 FM, the talk of the town. Here we are, halfway through the week, the Wednesday Sports Day show. Steve Webster with you today, along with Aaron Clark, Mike Corson, Mike Hesher, all ready to talk about the stories of the day and other adventures that we all might have. On the show today, Larned football coach Brady Keith. He's going to be joined in studio. We're going to have a packed studio today. 4 captains, Luke Fisher, Ty Smith, Taylor Reynolds, and Carson Shaver. They'll help preview Friday's home matchup with the TMP Monarchs. Voice the Tigers, Gerard Walbrock will talk everything Fort Hays State today. And Mike Corson going on for Panther Sports. Who we got coming in today?
I believe it's going to be cross-country seniors Addie Nicholson and Ileana Beckham.
Okay, that's coming up here on the program today. Yes?
We got Larned coming in, just saw before we came in here. I believe it's car auction. If you wear Larned colors to the game Friday, you're in for free. Awesome.
Really?
Good way to pack the house on a chilly playoff football night.
So if you just, you have to wear just orange,
Probably
right?
some type of orange.
Doesn't have to say car auction.
Definitely no blue. Yeah.
Well, that'd be I don't know. Do you think the TMP people might come in and throw something orange on and then take it off, or do you have to keep it on the whole time?
Traitorous. That'd be risky.
The TMP Monarchs, yeah. So we'll be talking about that today on the program. Okay, let's get to our sounds the past 24 hours or so. Okay, listen to this, okay? I just want you, well, you already listened to it, so we don't need to do it again. Will Howard on sharing time at the position with Avery Johnson, the Cats host Houston Saturday night. Man, he has been talk about a team player. Last year he didn't get a start. Then he finally came in. This year he's a starting quarterback, and now he's sharing time. You can just hear just a tad bit of disappointment, can't you? I mean,
I just have learned to, deal with it and understand that, I gotta take care of the team first, and that's kind of who I am.
So when Taylor Swift came up, every time she was up for an award, it was, oh my God, I can't believe it. And it was just over the top. So the last couple of games I've kind of seen that where, awesome, he's a good sport about it, he's a great teammate. Is it over the top? I think he's been dealt a tough hand, and he's making the best of it.
Yeah, I agree completely, because if you're sitting there and I mean, it depends on, that can't help your draft stock, can it?
Either way, whether you react negatively or if...
Well, right, you can't go...
You're not getting the snaps. So, yeah, he's in a tough spot.
And obviously, we've seen some good quarterbacks get benched. Jalen Hurts, a famous one recently, who got replaced by Tua at Alabama. But I don't know if Howard's stock is high enough to take the hit of being replaced by a true freshman.
Right, because he was getting a lot of legs this summer, right? I mean, people were saying, boy, Will Howard is going to be great.
He was going to be great. He was going to lead this great K-State offense that was expected to be a contender for even potentially maybe some national playoff aspirations. They were the 16th ranked team in the preseason, and now he's kind of faltered, having to share time with true freshmen.
And I was just looking at the schedule this morning. I want Oklahoma. I want K-State to knock off Oklahoma. Not going to happen unless they meet the Big 12 final. But Skylar Murray, he goes to the NFL. I didn't think he was the athlete that Will Howard was. But what I don't like about Howard is his throwing. Kid's a great runner. Nice build on him. You'd hate to not get a contract off of that somehow, but just not sure about the passing.
And the kind of neat thing with Skylar Thompson, he has played pretty well in Miami under some pretty good offenses. Who knows? Maybe K-State quarterbacks do have a little bit of juice to them.
But I don't think you'll see Chris Kleiman go and say, "Well, you've really worked hard for us, Avery. We're going to keep you on the bench because we want to keep you as a red shirt for next year."
He's electric with the ball in his hand.
Kansas football coach Lance Leipold. How much did you get out of this, Coach? What about Jalen Daniels? What's his health like this week?
I remain very encouraged. Again, kind of going to leave it there. I think it's still in the doubtful area, but doubtful, questionable, and those things. But I remain very optimistic.
That's a hard no.
If you're Jason Bean, it means stay ready.
Okay, so what about this? There's talk circulating out there that Daniels doesn't want to play. He wants to maybe get a medical hardship so he can transfer next year.
Really?
That's just some of the scuttlebutt on the tweeter machine.
I'd be interested to know where their sources are, but I don't know. They had a pretty good thing rolling here when he was fully healthy. I think he would have been trying to stay focused on KU, making this offense as dynamic. If he could come back, you think he'd want to come back and play with a team that he had led to a 5-0 record last year.
What about going to Alabama?
Yeah, doesn't he kind of strike you as a SEC quarterback? He has that touch pass, and he's also a heck of a runner. Hendon Hooker, Alabama's quarterback a couple of years.
Right now, Jalen Milroe for Alabama. He's pretty good running quarterback for him. But
I was thinking Bryce Young. Sometimes the names escape me.
Jalen Hurts was a good rusher for Alabama as well.
I don't know. Earlier. I mean, shouldn't he stay there? I mean, let's see. They've had College Game Day. They've had the Fox Big Noon Kickoff. It's like that's kind of like the generic version of Sugar Smacks, right? I mean, you got the one, the good one, and then kind of the, the Fox Big Noon Kickoff is going to be there on Saturday when they take on Oklahoma.
And the flip side, you can't stay healthy in the offense-heavy Big 12. What are you going to do if you go to another conference where they will pound you game in, game out?
Okay. KU takes on Oklahoma on Fox, 11 a.m. It's a big week in the Big 12. Houston at Kansas State. That's also a 11 a.m. kickoff on ESPN2. West Virginia at UCF at 11. Iowa State at Baylor at 2:30. BYU at Texas, 2:30. Cincinnati at Oklahoma State. How about these standings? Oklahoma 4-0. You have four teams: Texas, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Iowa State, all 3-1. Kansas, BYU, West Virginia, and Baylor are all 2-2.
It's a madhouse in the Big 12. Just a lot of pretty close teams competing with each other in some pretty close games.
That's why I threw K-State under the bus with the 2 losses nationally, but very much in the mix for Big 12. So that's why I'm excited to see what Mr. Johnson can do.
And Texas, who just had trouble getting by Houston. Quinn Ewers, he's week to week with his injury. So
I think it's wide open. OU just barely beat UCF. Texas barely wins. So throw the records out the window. There's, 4 or 5 weeks of Big 12 left?
Okay, we had Barton Volleyball in studio yesterday. The Lady Cougars play tonight at Colby with a chance to clinch the regular season title with a win. If they don't get it tonight, they could do it again with a win against Hutch on Saturday. Sophomore Cassidy Nixon, the former Central Plains Oilers star, saying the loss Saturday to Butler that ended their 12-game winning streak has them ready to go for those final 2 matches.
So they were picked number 8 preseason. That's kind of comical. And you had a good question yesterday about, does that motivate you a little bit? Whether it did or didn't, that's why we don't always look at the preseason stuff.
Especially at the junior college level. It's
A lot of
everybody's got a lot of turnover. But Megan Besker, how about her, the job she's done this season? Coming in first year, got there in March. She only had 4 players coming back, able to assemble a team, and that's on the verge of winning a regular season championship.
It's fun when we get a coach who comes in here and can talk about a sport that I'm not incredibly versed in, and you can just tell when a coach really knows their sport, knows their craft. Coach Besker, great interview yesterday, getting to hear about what makes Barton volleyball tick.
Barton 23-4, 12-2 in conference play. Shelley Duvall talking about the Lady Panthers season. It ended Saturday in a 5A sub-state in Great Bend. That's the thing. That's the thing about sports. The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. You have seniors, that's their last match.
Yeah, but I am tired of, I didn't come to this job to weep openly on air. We had Kaya Baird 2 weeks ago, and that was a nice comment by Shelley that the kids, weren't ready to leave the gym. A little touching. Regroup and ask the next question. I'm professional.
You are. I've been impressed. Let's see. The final call on KVGB last night. Diamondbacks beat the Phillies 4-2. So it's going to be Arizona and Texas. I know you're a big gambler, Mike Corson. How much did you win off picking those 2 teams to be in the World Series?
Yeah, no kidding.
It's the matchup everyone saw coming at the beginning of the year. Well, I think they were plus 1750 were the odds I saw at the beginning of the season.
I think they threw the rookie last night, and it was questions. Oh, can he handle a Game 7? Whew. I don't know how long he went, but Philly only scored 2 runs, so he did his job.
Arizona's got 4 23-year-olds in their lineup. Phew. Terry Lavello, the manager. Not a better feeling than going on to the World Series, and Bryce Harper giving the Arizona Diamondbacks credit, that the moment was not too big for that team. So there you go, sounds the past 24 hours. Some sports headlines for you. Barton men's soccer, they beat the Newman Jets last night 9-0, the Newman Jets JV. So Cougars 14-1-3 on the season. They'll begin postseason play along with the Barton women Saturday when they host Coffeyville. I mentioned Barton volleyball moving on. High school football tomorrow. Don't forget it's Thursday night for the 8-man schools, 8-man Division I. These are bracket games. Sublette 5-3 at 5-3 lacrosse. Kiowa County, congratulations, guys. You won those last 2 games. You get to go to Wichita County and go out to Leota and take on probably the best team in the state. Skylines at Meade, Oxford at Little River, 8-man 2 games tomorrow. Otis Bison, 0-8 at Wallace County. Or Sharon Springs.
That's why you play them.
5-3. Dighton 4-4 at Kinsley. The Coyotes are 7-1. Central Plains at Thunder Ridge tomorrow night. St. John at Mineola. St. Francis at Sylvan. Logan Palco at Victoria. South Barber at Hodgman. 6-man game. Pawnee Heights. They're going to play that tomorrow night in Roselle against Southern Coffee. And there's some non-bracket games tomorrow. Elkhart at Maxville. South Gray at Ness City. And Satana will be at Stafford. So,
are you still caught up on calling it Week 9, or is it the playoffs?
It depends on what I get, who pays me. If it's a school, it's a regular season game. If it's a state, it's a playoff game.
I say if you have to win to continue your season, by definition,
it's amazing to me that people have got so uptight about it. Mizuna's hair catches on fire. It's a playoff game.
I think
it's
playoffs,
Week 9 playoff. Who cares? You got to go out and win.
Playoffs sometimes have to be earned. Just in the upper classifications that hasn't happened yet. Like we still have 0-8 teams. Just something to chew on. Maybe playoffs have to be earned.
It's not a regular season game. It's a playoff game.
I do look forward to seeing all those teams that lose tomorrow next week.
There's a lot of teams that lose in Week 9.
I was gonna say when the Detroit Lions went 0-16. They lost in their final week of the season, too.
It's a regular season game, Corson. Regular season, regular season, regular season, regular season.
And
it's fun, and
I'll take the heat now because the highs for Friday have dipped down to about 40 degrees.
I'm not worried about the temperature. I'm worried about the wind.
And maybe any
breeze.
precipitation
Yes.
also.
All right, we're going to talk some Larned football coming up next here on Sports Day. The show today brought to you by Eller Automotive Repair, a local mechanic that can help behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, and Next Tech Wireless. Experience wireless, built by Kansans for Kansas. It's Sports Day here on the mighty 1590 KVGB, 95.5 FM.
Attention high school seniors, the time to think about that next step is right now. Get everything set up in a few hours at Barton Community College's Senior Day on November 8th. At Barton, you can take classes, transfer to a university, or enroll in a technical program. Did we mention we have $6,000 in scholarships up for grabs? Sign up online now through November 1st at seniorday.bartoncccc.edu to attend.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Zach Strite, commercial lender for Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people. I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. At Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Become instant finalist number 6 today in the Shop at Home for the Holidays $10,000 shopping spree presented by Bauer Computers and Mater Plumbing, Heating and Air, your Bryan dealer. Qualify today at Dawson Jewelers until 5 o'clock. Stop on in. You can find them at Lakin and Main in Great Bend. You'll find an incredible bridal ring selection at Dawson Jewelers. Choose from thousands of rings from their in-store selection or have a unique bridal set customized just for you in one of the finest jewelry design and repair departments in the state. Get your Christmas shopping done early at Dawson Jewelers. Shop in store throughout the week from 10 until 5. And on Saturdays, they're open 10 to 3. And don't forget to check out their website, DawsonJewelers.com. Dawson's is committed to you and their quality and service before, during, and after the sale, providing you with the highest quality at the best price. Let Dawson's create a memory for you when you stop in to sign up for the Shop at Home for the Holidays $10,000 shopping spree. Qualify today until 5 o'clock at Dawson Jewelers Designs by Dana at Lakin and Main in Great Bend.
Venture Corporation is a homegrown company with almost 50 years of experience in asphalt, paving, and construction, and they need equipment operators, mechanics, and CDL drivers. Venture offers many benefits, including 401k and Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance. Call Leslie for all the details. Work for a family-owned and family-oriented company that is here today and will be here in the future. Venture Corporation, South Highway 281, Great Bend, is an equal opportunity employer.
It's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Welcome back. Sports Day here on KVGB. Show brought to you by Equity Bank. More than 40 locations throughout Kansas, including Great Bend, Larned, Maxville, and St. John. Visit equitybank.com. Also brought to you in part by the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend. Studio full of Indians today. The Larned High School Indians, they will take on the TMP Monarchs Friday night at Earl Roberts Field. After posting a record of 6-2, Brady Keith joins us here in studio today. We also have Luke Fisher, Ty Smith, Talon Reynolds, and Carson Shaver. Welcome to the studio. You brought some folks with you today, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Brought the team captains with us today.
So you needed to win on Friday night. You wanted to play at home. Had to go a little bit extra time to get it done, huh? What a football game. Do you ever remember being in one of them as a player or being around one, seeing a game like that with Lakin that you ended up coming out and winning in 4 overtimes?
No, that was the first game that I've been a part of like that. You know, I mean, it was pretty grueling battle. You know, I was really proud of our kids for digging deeper than I think they thought that they could. You know, and so the message this week is, fellas, if we can do that, then what can't we do? You know,
this was almost like, how many times did the game come down, especially that overtime, when someone just gets a 2-point conversion, the game's over?
Yeah, and the cool thing about that game was just it was kind of both teams were refusing to quit. Both teams were fighting, and we just knew, whoever has the ball last is going to end up winning the football game, and luckily it was us.
So you get TMP coming up on Friday. We had the Jamboree, and, of course, then the weather came in. Did you have a chance to go against TMP in that? I can't remember how the matchups went.
No, we didn't because the weather came in, and that kind of cut us short a little bit, and we're really excited to have them, because it's kind of one of those old-school Larned rivalries. Yeah. It goes back a long way, and I think the community is really excited to see us play them, and, it's just kind of bringing back some of the good old glory days, for a lot of guys, and so it's very exciting that we get to play them in the postseason at home.
Luke Fisher, so did the coach get to you before the game started and say, hey, you're going to carry the ball 30 times. Oh, yeah, and you're going to play defense too. How did you sleep on Friday night?
Well, went to bed on Friday night and woke up the next morning, went to film, got on the combine after, just the job you got to do, and when you play football, you got to be ready for stuff like that, and, you got to love to fight,
30 times. Talk about that Lakin defense that you're running against. That's toting the ball a lot in one night.
Our offensive line has really stepped up this year. Probably the best line I've ever ran behind. And I got a fullback, and they were a tough football team. That number 15, he was a tough. I think he was a all-state linebacker last year, if I remember right. But I know just toting that ball, they played tough, but we just kept playing football.
Ty, does he block for you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's a little bit of both. What was the feeling, Ty, when you finally got the win going through 4 overtimes? What'd that feel like?
I was pretty happy, and then a minute passed by. I was pretty tired. I was pretty exhausted walking back. Yeah, exciting. Going to your coaches, hugging them, and 4 overtimes, a battle, and then ready to go home, see your family.
Did they play the music and flip the lights at the end of the game?
Yeah, I think they did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, that's pretty cool. What was it like when you got back in the locker room?
Well, we just kind of sat there and then talked for a little bit, and he was proud of us, and then we went and talked to our families for a while, and then went back in the locker room, and we do most of our talking on the field with the coaches, and then just talk to your families and go put your stuff up in the locker room and head out.
Okay. Carson, can you get up here for a minute? Because you guys you were down in this game in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
You threw 2 touchdowns in the game. Talk about, what the huddle like you come out at that point in the game. It's the biggest game of the year. You're going to play a home game if you get the win. Kind of talk about what the huddle was like at that time. Move up just a little bit to the microphone there.
So when I came in the huddle, I think it was the 4th overtime, we just stopped them on their possession. And I was like, we just got to calm down, find ourselves. I thought the guys did pretty well on that drive. I think Luke ran it up the middle to get to the 1-yard line, something like that. And then we handed it to him again and got stuffed. And then the 3rd down, I was able to convert, get in the end zone. So I told my guys, just got to calm down, relax, find ourselves.
When you guys get together, like in about 25 years, are you going to be able to remember all the plays in this game? Because there were so many that, the game is on the line. How are you going to sit back? Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, but, no, sort of. What about, was that play?
Probably the overtime. I'll remember most of those plays just because that was, probably one of the most exciting moments I've had experience in football. But, yeah, that game was just crazy overall. I'll probably remember most of it.
How did the game end?
End on a QB sneak up the middle. I get the ball from Ricky Slattery. I don't remember, I got it, and, I somehow, spinned off of him or something, and I was just, in the end zone. And I look up, Luke comes in, and Michael Graff, and they're just, laying on me. I'm like, I can't even get up. But all I remember is seeing the lights flash and laying on the ground and handing the ball to the ref.
Yeah, it's a good thing, at the end of a 4 overtime game, they don't decide to do a dog pile. You may have suffocated.
Yeah.
Hey, Talon, come on over. Go ahead, Carson.
I was going to say, but when I was on the ground, I saw Luke come follow me, and I thought the whole team was about to come. and thought I was about to get suffocated on the turf.
Talon, what do you remember about that overtime?
Well, I was beyond happy. It was going back and forth. There was times where I was really happy, and then there's times where I'm like really down. I'm just like, come on, and then, the final play when Carson gets in the end zone, I see him laying there in the end zone like this. I'm like, and I'm getting hype. And the first thing that I did was just hug Brady Hope, and God, that was game to remember.
What's Brady been like? I mean, I've seen him over there for JV games. He's on the side. He's not on the field, but it's obviously still part of this team.
Yeah, Brady. It's tough because he's been dealing with injuries his entire high school career. We all know it's really really tough on him, so we're just trying to keep him involved. And he's a crucial part. He was a crucial part to our team. And Coach said it at the end of the game against Lakin. We were recognizing all the seniors, and Brady gave up a limb for this team.
Yeah.
So just kind of keep him involved, and he's kept great spirits, and he's been going to the games a lot. So it's good to have him there.
Brady, he sounds like a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's a coach in the making.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Coach. Tell me one good thing about each one of these guys. We'll start with Carson because he's sitting right next to you. Something that they bring to the team.
Well, Carson brings a lot of leadership, and he brings a lot of just brings a lot of plays that really nobody else on the team can make. Carson makes a lot of big throws. Gets outside the pocket really well, and that's something that you really can't coach. That's something that Carson just naturally has been gifted and born with. So that's a big part with Carson. Ty is like a horse. Ty and Luke are both like horses. I was
going to say, which horse are you talking about?
they both work their tails off day in and day out. Ty, they're both the two strongest dudes on the team, and we both got them in the backfield. They're both, always trying to, if something bad happens on like one play, you're going to be hearing from the first two guys you're going to be hearing from is Ty and Luke, keeping you up and motivated and positive. And so I really couldn't have asked for three better players right now on this team than these three guys.
Luke, I just wanted to, what do you think about that, the description of the way you play, you and Ty play? Did you like that? Tell me about Talon. What's he bring to the team? Get a little bit close to that mic there.
Talon's, like Coach said, he's really like a coach. He's always scheming, and he watches the most film on the football team. It's crazy how much film this dude watches, and he understands football so well. He's like a coach, and I think that's what he wants to do in the future. But he's really smart. He plays wide receiver and defensive back, and he's just a leader. Like he was saying about us.
Is he a hard hitter?
Sometimes. Sometimes, he needs a little bit more size, put a little bit more weight on him. But
okay, the Shaver clan was over there saying that Carson called that play at Hoisington when he put the ball on the ground and just took it up the gut for a touchdown.
Man, what was that play? I can't even remember.
It was 21 ISO.
Yeah, it was supposed to go to me, but you know what? If we score, I don't really care.
So is that still in the playbook now, or did Coach say, no, we'd rather not do that?
Yeah. might need to bring it out of the books a little later, but you never know.
Ty, come on up here. Just go ahead and crowd around. You guys can all get in there here. Okay, TMP. I know you don't remember the old MSAA like Hesher and me do, the old guys, those old big rivalry games. What have you seen in preparation here? It's only Wednesday, but what have you seen from TMP that your team's going to have to be ready for coming up on Friday night?
They got some good athletes, especially at quarterback. That kid's he's pretty shifty, fast. He can move quick, and he throws the ball pretty well. So, got to be able to contain him and lock down on the run, and then force him to pass it and lock that down too, and just keep him in the pocket and pressure him all game.
Carson, what have you seen from the TMP defense? Some things that you'll have to be aware of.
Their corners are pretty hard hitters. They'll come down and make plays. So you just got to get them blocked up, make sure our running backs keep going. Our line has been doing phenomenal lately, so we just got to keep playing hard.
Luke, what do you think about this TMP team? We'll talk about them defensively first.
You know, they're going to play a physical football game. You know, it's the playoffs, so all these teams are going to be quality football teams, and we got to be ready to go fight, like I said earlier, and play our football, play Larned football.
That brings us to Coach Reynolds. Coach, what do you think about this TMP matchup coming up on Friday night? What do the Indians need to do to advance into the next round?
Well, you know, the good news is that this is an offense that we're seeing that, you know, we've seen for the past 3 weeks. You know, Hoisington, Lakin both run, you know, wing T and run the option. And so TMP runs this as well. So this is something that we've seen and we've been repping it like crazy. And I definitely think that we're going to, if we can get some physicality up front just off the start, I think they're gonna lay down and we can advance in the playoffs.
All right, Coach Brady Keith, you excited about this game coming up on Friday? This is a big-time deal. I know everybody over in the community of Larned is really fired up about this.
Yeah, you know, you guys are making jokes about being old guys and, you know, bringing back the TMP rivalry. But, you know, I remember the TMP rivalry when I was playing, you know, and so when we found out that we have TMP, you know, we're just really excited about it because, you know, we're a little old school in what we do, you know, kind of how we run the program and how we go about things. And so to bring back an old school rivalry for us, you know, is a big deal. Especially it's first round of the playoffs. You know, we got kind of a newer stadium, you know, new football program, and you just couldn't have drawn it up better than what we have going on Friday. But, you know, we got to find a way to get past that excitement. Remember, you know, we're playing football, and we got to do a lot of little things right. And, you know, if we want to keep playing football, that we got to take care of business.
Talon, how's this? You're a senior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
How about this to end your high school football career? I mean, with this run you guys have been on, how satisfying has that been for you?
I really couldn't have asked for a better finish and ending. You know, past couple of years haven't been hadn't been too great, and then, you know, this year we haven't been taking the easy route. We've been taking the hard way, and I tell you what, it's been better for the team. We work our tails off, and, you know, 4 overtime win against Lakin on senior night, that is, I mean, is something that you just can't even dream of. And so ending off like that, ending the regular season like that is pretty phenomenal. And then we'll see how far we make a deep run in this playoffs.
Brady, your feelings going into this TMP game, looking at this Monarch club?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, you know, it's a great opportunity for us. And, you know, I think that we still haven't played our best football yet. You know, we've played well at times, but every game we look back and we're like, you know, we could have done that better. We could have done this better, you know, defensively this, or offensively that. And, you know, this is just an opportunity for us to finally put it all together, you know, because we've had some frustrating times this season where, you know, we weren't quite achieving what we thought we should achieve, you know, and this is big boy football in the postseason. Now it's time for us to play our best football game.
It's been fun because I get to go over on Mondays and Thursdays and see these guys play and everything. So raise your hand if I've ever thrown a flag on one of you guys.
I don't know.
Carson, have you ever complained about a call before?
I have not.
Has your pop?
Definitely. The entire family definitely has complained about a call.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, it's been fun to see this season, man. Keep it going on Friday night, and, you know, this will be a regular deal here on Wednesday as long as you keep going, Coach. We've got room for you over here. You bring some of those other fellas, and, of course, you may have to bring Coach Reynolds with you every time now. But, guys, good luck. Appreciate you coming over today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Larned High School Indians with us here on Sports Day, brought to you in part by the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country, and the American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department, your certified Cenex lubricant dealer in Great Bend. Sports Day rolling on after this.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Wright, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
You don't have to be a pro to capture memories this holiday season. At Nextech Wireless, get the latest phones to share those precious moments. For a limited time, get the new iPhone 15 or Samsung Galaxy S23 on us. Nextech Wireless, home on the range.
If you need physical therapy, consider Advanced Therapy in Great Bend and Progressive Therapy in Larned and Hayes.
I had a young gal come in the other day who has been having chronic back pain. Did a session just helping her to understand her pain, not understanding her back, but teaching her how her nervous system works. And just that knowledge just calmed her down so much. She came back in this morning, huge smile on her face, and she was so excited to learn more. It was a blast.
Call Advanced or Progressive Therapy and Sports Medicine to explore your treatment options and get your life back.
He's been the voice of the Tigers for over 20 years, much longer than Wyatt Thompson, Steve Webster, and the legendary Bob Davis. And he's not even that old yet. Here's Gerard Wellbrock.
All right, welcome back. Sports Day here on KVGB. The voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers joining us, Gerard Wellbrock. Gerard, we just had like a studio full of Larned High School Indians in here, so why don't we just go ahead and give a Mason Perez update at the same time and just keep it the Larned show here today?
Well, he's playing well. He got dinged up. I'm trying to remember what game it was. It was Western. They were a little nervous and concerned. It may have been a collarbone, but it turned out it wasn't. He missed the next game. It wasn't anything severe, so he's been back and playing now and playing well. He's having a great year and fun guy to watch on the field. And again, we've talked about it before. Probably played a little earlier than he should have, just in the sense he wasn't quite ready, but he had to because of injuries. But I think that's also the reason he's having a great season. I mean, I'll be stunned if he doesn't have a lot of all postseason recognition in the conference. He's just one of those guys on that defense that's been really good all year and one of the leaders on that side of the ball.
Okay, Gerard, 6-2 for the Tigers. They've won 4 straight. You know, the bad things that always seem to happen at Washburn, they did again, but this time the Tigers came out on top. And really, the Tigers have done, you looked at this stretch, Lincoln, Missouri Southern, Nebraska Kearney, Washburn, all winnable games. Now the Tigers went out and did it. Now that sets it up for some fun here down the stretch in the MIAA for the Tigers.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And you're right. It kind of felt like, here we go. And, well, it's 2 weeks in a row now. They've played extremely well in the first quarter, not so well in the second, come back out in the third and play well, and then just kind of, hold on in the fourth. Kearney never got, where you thought you're going to lose, but obviously didn't play the best. But, boy, Saturday, I didn't know for a while. Everything was going south, and it kind of started. They were going in for a field goal to go up 20, I think. I think the game ends. 6.5 to go. And I've said this, and I'm no knock on the play clock operator at Washburn, but he forgot to reset it. Fort Hays State kicked the field goal. They made the field goal, but the official had blown it dead just prior, waved it off, and then Washburn blocks it, and it went downhill from there. I've said all along, you want to affect the game, your shot clock operator in basketball, your play clock operator in football. And it should, you go back and make the next kick, but it didn't happen, and it got a little scary. Gave up a long punt return, and then a little breakdown in coverage. They hit a big pass, and all of a sudden it's game on. But Fort Hays State found a way. And that's one thing about this team; they're pretty resilient, and I think they don't get rattled by those type of things like they have the last couple of years. I think that's probably the biggest difference, because there's been a lot of games where it starts to go south a little bit. It's football, it happens, and this team seems to handle that a little bit better. Now they just got to figure out the lapses in the second quarters. And like Chris Brown said, it just feels a little more physical at home, although it's happened at home too. But for whatever reason, the second and fourth here lately have not been good.
Okay, set the stage for Central Missouri and Warrensburg this Saturday, and then
Central
Oklahoma. Yeah, a home game. Yeah, Central Missouri. Well, you're going to beat Central Oklahoma. No, Central Oklahoma, Central Missouri, and then Hornets down or Stingers down for Emporia State in the final game. So, kind of set the stage on where we're at right now.
Well, obviously Saturday's huge. I mean, because if you don't beat Central Oklahoma, then those other two don't have nearly the significance and potential of playing past the 11 games. And UCO's not a bad team. They've got their starting quarterback's been hurt, a really good running quarterback who had been at several Division I's, but their backup was a former starter at Missouri Southern, and he's actually a junior by eligibility, but a senior academically, so he's a senior transfer. And it's been big. He's played well. He's a good quarterback. He kind of helped lead Missouri Southern back on track. So good team, and Adam Doyle, who had all sorts of success at Northwest Missouri State as an assistant and head coach and player for that matter. He's coaching them, and they've changed things up. They give you a lot of different looks, even from what they did 3 weeks ago. So it'll be a tough one to prepare for, I think, for Fort Hays State, just because you can't prepare for everything, and at some point you just got to go out and play and hope your instincts are good, and we'll find out if that happens. But, yeah, you can win this one Saturday, and then, Central Missouri's they're like Madden on offense. It's unbelievable. I think it's 77 on a really good Emporia team. I mean, they're just, everything they touch is gold, and so that's going to be a big-time challenge. But I think before they say you can't even worry about that right now. You got to take care of UCO, or none of that even matters.
How many teams does the MIAA get into the postseason?
Probably 2 for the playoffs, I think. The Central Missouri and Pitt are both in. Of course, now they're listed alphabetically. They give you 10. They're not in ranking, which I haven't. But anyway, I would think UCO or UCM, with what they're doing, and their only loss is a close one to Pitt early in the year, I would think as of now they're in a good spot. However, if Fort Hays State can go in and find a way to win Saturday, then you somehow shock everybody and win there. Now you've beaten them. You both have 2 losses, and I think Fort Hays State enters the picture. So, can they do that? Heck, I don't know. It's going to be tough, but I think the Tigers have at least given themselves an opportunity to be in that discussion. And I've said it before, this has the feel of like 13 and 14, or even 15 and 16 more, and then, of course, they won it in 17. They're in the conversation, maybe not quite there yet, but they're in the conversation. That's kind of how this team feels. But who knows? I mean, sky's the limit, and maybe they'll put it together and keep this winning streak going. That'd be fun.
Hall of Fame on Saturday. I don't know what the biggest thrill is, Sean Bear's speech or the breakfast buffet.
Oh, boy. I'm sure Sean Bear's speech will be good, but, that breakfast is pretty hard to beat.
do you get to go first?
No, I usually sit in the very back, and so we try to, I follow Ryan Prickett's lead, and so hopefully he picks a table that is on the right side where it goes.
Okay.
That side of the room. But last year, we were one of the last, so.
Well, there's still plenty left, isn't there? There's plenty of stuff left, right?
There's plenty of food.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
It's just a matter of, eating early, but there's always plenty of food. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay, good deal. Well, I'll see you Saturday then, okay?
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right. I'll go in there with my top button undone, just like I always do. So there you go.
There you go.
All right. Thanks, Kurt. All right. Jared Walbrock, voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers, with us on Sports Day. Mike Corson on the prowl up next.
From the Mayo Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
Extend the life of your equipment with the best warranty program and risk management tool in the agriculture industry. The Cenex Total Protection Plan covers new and used equipment. Receive up to 10 years or 10,000 hours of engine coverage when you use Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster premium diesel fuel and synthetic lubricants. With no deductible, the Cenex Total Protection Plan provides unmatched coverage to give you the power you need to keep your business running like a well-oiled machine.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor, today.
Barton Community College helped me get a jump start on college with early college opportunities. With Barton's help, I earned my degree at the same time I graduated from high school. You can take classes on campus, online, and even at your high school with teachers you already know. With tuition rates starting at $50 per credit hour for select Kansas high school audiences and scholarship opportunities, it is easier than ever. Barton Community College helped me get one step closer to my dream, and it can help you too. Learn more at highschool.bartoncccc.edu.
Sports Day presents On the Prowl with Mike Corson, an inside look at all the sports taking place at Great Bend High School.
Welcome back to Sports Day, 1590 KVGB 95.5 FM. Mike Corson, joined today by Lady Panther cross country seniors Addie Nicholson and Ileana Beckham. Just a reminder, Sports Day is brought to you by Advanced Therapy. Advanced Therapy and Sports Medicine, get your life back. And it's also brought to you by Venture Corporation, reminding you to help a neighbor and shop local when you can. Addie and Ileana, how's it going?
It's going good.
Good.
Anything big going on this weekend?
Oh, just some cross-country state. Not a big deal.
Let's talk to Lashley yesterday, and I'm a weather guy because as an asthmatic, my lungs always hurt when it got cold. He insists that you guys are tough, but you guys have had a relatively warm season. What do you think about the weather? I mean, it's so sudden this week.
Me personally, I love the cold. I love rain too. Yes. So
might get them both.
Yes.
How fast as a runner I'm going to be out there maybe 3-4 hours taking photos. My feet are going to be numb. As a runner, do you even notice it after, quarter mile, half mile? Does it just go pretty quick?
Are you talking about like our feet hurting?
Either breathing, fingers, nose, toes. Does it even play any factor whatsoever in your race, or is it just, I'm a runner?
Probably after the first mile, you can't feel anything anymore if you're really cold. So
yeah,
that's when the real race begins.
Talking about, we'll go back to the regionals. Obviously, Salina Central was here. Addie, you've been kind of the team leader this year. I know it takes an inordinate amount of work to do what you do. Is there just kind of a sense of amazement, the gap still between a top-tier runner like yourself and then somebody who, like Caitlin's, who's probably going to repeat this year as the state's top runner?
Yeah, you always got to know there's someone who will probably be better than you, so you just got to work your way up, and you can't worry about anyone else but yourself.
And speaking of it, we all know individually she's probably going to repeat as the 5A champion. Great Bend going into this weekend as the number one team in Class 5A. Rankings mean nothing really, but is it getting your head at all that, hey, at least the coaches around the state of Kansas respect the Great Bend cross country program?
Definitely a lot.
We're getting that I can't think of the word.
Getting the recognition?
Yeah, thank you. So it's kind of nice to have that, but once again, I mean, rankings mean nothing, day-to-day changes. So
2 years ago, so St. James was the winner last year by a pretty big margin, beat you guys by about 80 points. Great Bend was 50 points out of second. St. James 2 years ago didn't even have a team running at state. 3 years ago, or whatever it was, 1 year ago, not even close to the top. What's it like to go up against a team maybe with its, not the classical power like some of the Bishop Carrolls and stuff, but a new power like that just came on so fast, so strong? Any intimidation factor when you know that you're going to see, if there's another state's best, it's going to be those guys?
Maybe a little bit, but I think that we have confidence in ourselves and how hard that all the hard work that we've put in, and we're excited to show them that.
And speaking of that, you've got the WAC meet where you guys almost had a perfect score. Regional meet, you saw the top two runners and the Hayes girl, but other than that, top-notch score. You're getting Mackenzie Premer back. How have those results, either when you guys packed up, maybe it was at Bueller, or these last couple weeks, how does that get into your head that, man, we are a legitimate team?
I think having our split closer and closer together each week, I think that can really help us at state. And just having everyone step up. It doesn't matter how old you are or how long you've been running, we just have that team will step up when someone's gone.
We're talking to seniors Addie Nicholson and Ileana Beckham. So last year, Marissa Boone led the Lady Panthers 8th place overall at state, 1933. Addie, you were 15th, 1945. You were the first girl to crack 19 minutes this year, and I know Rimrock's a little bit not your average course, but 1945 last year. Kind of individual expectations this year.
So at Rimrock Classic, I ran 1928. So I'm hoping to just do even better than that. Just focus on myself and focus on what I can do.
And kind of refresh me on the schedule here. What do you guys run at 10:30ish? I think
10:35.
I think the 6A boys start at 10 o'clock, and then you guys follow that at 10:35. Obviously, stay in the night. What is your morning routine, especially when you know it's going to be cold and all that stuff?
Well, our morning routine is to get up a little bit earlier and do a shakeout. And then we always have the breakfast of champions.
And it's not sausage, I don't think. What was it?
Nope.
Pancakes.
Pancakes from McDonald's.
Yep. With maybe just a little bit of syrup.
Get the carbs. And last week we had in a couple kids, and so I had asked you guys, because I think Lashley likes this question, who's your favorite coach on the cross-country team this year?
I love both of them.
This is your last week. You don't have to say stuff like that.
No, I want to be safe before.
Ileana, so obviously Addie's going to be probably a distance runner this spring. I hope I assume that correctly. But you as more of an 800 kid, you're running 3.1 miles all fall. Do you think this will be the last time you ever run 3 miles at one time?
Yes. Well, as a race at least. I mean, I might go out after high school and run on my own, but definitely yes.
And then both of you are seniors. Whether you win or you don't win, last cross-country race as a Panther, play any role in how you approach it this weekend?
I think just go out and leave it all out there because there's no other race like it. There's no other team like us.
Definitely. And in my head, I'll definitely be thinking, if this is my last race we'll ever have to put this much effort into, then why don't I give it my all?
Yeah, and really on that note, everybody who follows running knows it's a painful sport. Given that it is your last race, do you somehow find another level where it's this is really uncomfortable, but 3 more minutes and then I'm done forever? Not Addie, but does it work like that at least you're going to have a season off?
Yes.
Yes.
Lady Panthers, number 1 in Class 5A, will be at the state championships at Rimrock Farm just outside Lawrence, Saturday morning, 10:35. Good luck, Lady Panthers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
More Sports Day after this.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
The NFL is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving you a can't-miss offer for Week 1. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. Plus, all customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day in September. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code OUTCOME and take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code OUTCOME, only on DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See dkng.co/football for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
Now, in its second decade, it's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Indeed we are, and we appreciate that support from all our sponsors. NBA got underway last night, Aaron.
They
I'm not going to
absolutely
talk about it right now.
Denver Nuggets 1-0.
Just like throw the bait out there to see if he jumps on it. Hey, that was fun today. Boy, good week. We had Barton volleyball in here yesterday, cross country today. All the Larned High School Indians. Going to mention a Mason Perez on the show today. Tomorrow, Matthew Johnson and Trent Kern will go at it as members of Aaron Beck will be in Great Bend Panthers. So, two great guests, along with Coach Aaron, will be in tomorrow to preview the Central Mustangs. And then the Hoisington Cardinals will be in tomorrow. Zach Baird coming in studio. We'll be talking with Tony Moore, quarterback and linebacker, and tight end Gage Britt. And, of course, we'll have a On the with Mike Corson, which is going to be Chewy Loera tomorrow.
A little bit of Panther soccer. See how they're doing.
Okay. Did you see this? Aaron kind of showed me this earlier today. I was kind of thought, this guy, all this conference hopping and everything going. So this is the big news today. This is what Aaron Clark gets up from his sales desk to come in here and tell me, which was
Army joining the American Athletic Conference as a football-only school. Getting to see a service academy throw their hand in a conference.
I'd like to see their baseball team get in there. I don't even know if they have a baseball team.
Surely they do, don't they?
Was it Coach K was there, and Bob Knight, were they basketball coaches at Army?
Well, it showed it when I remember those old episodes of MASH. They'd be out playing baseball and stuff. So
that's unsanctioned.
Oh, okay.
I'm just excited to see how Conference USA handles or the American Conference rather handles a Army rushing attack.
Let's say you say Russian or rushing.
Rushing.
that was how Radar got his name. He never missed a pop fly. Beep, 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 beep.
The one and only
Mike Corson.
Corson here on the show today. Okay, high school football tomorrow. Make sure you dress up warmly. It's going to be a little chilly. Wind is up. Hopefully the rain won't bother. Was there anything about with damage done to the field at Salina Stadium? I just heard rumors of that. The tweeter machine's been throwing me off here on a lot of these things. So
I'll have to ask Coach Sandbo when I talk to him.
Okay, he's going to be on.
He'll be on Friday. I've got that interview churning in the works.
It's going to be a throwback to last year. So much momentum around the Great Bend team. And then going into that Salina game, it was a nice playoff run. So cold that night. So I was hoping to avoid the cold this year, but it's going to be another cold Friday night in Salina.
You don't like cold weather.
It's football weather.
So when you got cameras and pens and notepads, you don't always get to put your gloves on, or you can't move your fingers, so they just sit there and freeze.
Well, Everett always runs everywhere, so he's staying warm.
He's not Staten. Yeah, he's got the camera. I got like 2 cameras and a notepad.
You can sit in the press box.
Can't always get through the reflection of the glass for your video, so if you can load up on highlights in the first half, you can.
All right. You guys, appreciate it. Good show today. Looking forward to it tomorrow. Sports Day here, brought to you in part by Equity Bank. We're right here beside you. Just visit equitybank.com. Talk to you tomorrow.